Namaste children. In the first part of the chapter, The Address, we discussed about the narrator's first visit to Mrs. Darling's house. And we all know that that visit was completely unsuccessful as Mrs. Darling did not let the narrator in, and she refused even to recognize her. But the narrator decided to revisit the address. In part 2, we will read about the second visit of the narrator to that address. We will come to know what had happened to the narrator in the second visit. Did Mrs. Darling welcome the narrator? Was the narrator able to see her mother's belongings or not? Let's read and find out. After my first visit in vain to Mrs. Darling's house, I decided to try a second time. She decided to go to the address one more time. Now, a girl of about 15 opened the door to me. So this time, Mrs. Darling did not attend the girl. It was a girl of 15 years old who is the fourth character of the story, who is Mrs. Darling's daughter. So this time, Mrs. Darling did not open the door. Mrs. Darling's daughter welcomed the narrator. I asked her if her mother was at home. She said, "No, my mother is doing an errand." She replied that her mother was not at home. She would be back after some time. "No matter," I said, "I'll wait for her." So the narrator told the girl that she would wait for her mother. I followed the girl along the passage. An old-fashioned iron Hanukkah candle holder hung next to a mirror. We never used it because it was much more cumbersome than a single candlestick. The narrator started following the girl to the passage. While moving towards a room, the narrator noticed one of her belongings. And that belonging was an iron Hanukkah, which was a candle holder, and it was hung on the wall next to a mirror. The narrator said because it was very large or heavy to carry, so they did not use it much. But see, Mrs. Darling, who is not the real owner of those belongings, is using each and everything. So she completely broke the trust of the narrator and her dead mother. "Won't you sit down?" asked the girl. But the girl wanted the narrator to sit. Children, you see the difference between the daughter and the mother. Mrs. Darling did not welcome the narrator in her house. She even was not ready to speak to her. But on the contrary, Mrs. Darling's daughter welcomed the narrator with her open arms. And she wanted the narrator to sit. She held open the door. Next difference, next dissimilarity. Mrs. Darling held the door. She did not want the narrator to come inside. On the other hand, Mrs. Darling's daughter held open the door because she wanted the narrator to come in. Finally, she entered the living room. And I went inside past her, and the narrator was also following the girl. Finally, both of them reached to a room. I stopped, horrified. All of a sudden, the narrator stopped because she was horrified. She was afraid. I was in a room I knew and did not know. Children, please underline this line, as this line is one of the most important lines of this chapter. The narrator said she was in a room she knew. Why did she say so? Because the room which she entered was full of her mother's belongings. So finally, she was able to see those belongings which she had really wanted to see. But further she added, did not know. Then after looking each and everything, after looking each and every belonging of a dead mother, why did the narrator say that she did not know the room? I found myself in the midst of things, that she was surrounded with her mother's belongings. But she said, I did not want to see again because those things oppressed the narrator. Oppressed means saddened. Because after seeing those belongings, she felt upset. She became sad because of the tasteless way everything was arranged. Why did she become upset? Because each and every belonging was lying in an unorganized manner in that room by Mrs. Joy. Because of the ugly furniture or the muggy smell that hung there. And the second reason which the narrator gave was, she said, an ugly furniture was also lying there and a kind of muggy means a kind of unpleasant smell was coming out from the room. I don't know, but I scarcely dared to look around. She said that she did not know the exact reason, but she was not interested to see those belongings. She did not want to see those belongings in that strange atmosphere. She felt very upset because the way her mother used to take care of those belongings, Mrs. Darling did not take care of those belongings like that. The girl moved a chair. Finally, the girl, Mrs. Darling's daughter, offered a chair to the narrator to sit. I sat down and stared at the woolen tablecloth. So this is the other belonging of the narrator. What was that? A woolen tablecloth. I rubbed it. I followed the lines of the pattern. Lines of the pattern here refers to the design of the cloth. Somewhere on the edge, there should be a burn mark that had never been there. She still recollects one thing about that tablecloth, that it had a burn mark on it and it had never been repaired. So she wanted to see that burn mark. My mother will be back soon, said the girl. I have already made tea for her. Will you have a cup? You can see another dissimilarity. Mother did not welcome. Mother did not offer anything to the narrator, and this time her daughter welcomed the narrator, offered a chair, and now she's asking for a cup of tea. The narrator thanked the girl. I looked up. The girl put cups ready on the tea table. Now children, another belongings. She had a broad back. So one similarity which the mother and the daughter had was both had a broad back. She poured tea from a white pot, and this white pot also belonged to the narrator. All it had was a gold border on the ledge. I remembered. She opened a box and took some spoons out. So children, you can see that one after the other, Mrs. Darling's daughter was taking out things. They were using all the belongings in their routine life. Though those belongings were given to Mrs. Darling just to keep them safe, not to use them. Oh, you know about them? She had turned round and brought me my tea. She laughed. My mother says it is antique. Now Mrs. Darling is explaining to the narrator about those belongings, that the plates which they use to eat dinner are antiques, are very valuable. And she further added that we have got lots more. That these are not the only ones which they have, even they have plenty in number. She pointed round the room, see for yourself. So she wanted the narrator to see each and every belonging whichever was lying in that room. But Mrs. Darling's daughter did not know that those belongings did not belong to her, it belonged to the narrator. And she did not want anyone's help to look at them, because she knew it was hers. I had no need to follow her hand. I knew which things she meant. As a child, I had always fancied the apple on a pewter plate. Pewter plate here refers to a plate which is made of chip. The narrator says, when she was a child, she had a desire. Fancied means desire. She had a desire to eat an apple in that plate. But she was not allowed, because those were antiques, those were valuable things, those were precious things. And now see what has been happening to them. I had found the burn mark on the tablecloth, and finally the narrator was successful in finding that burn mark which she was looking for. The girl looked questioningly at me. The girl was surprised that how come the narrator knew about that burn mark on the tablecloth. Yes, I said, you get so used to touching all these lovely things in the house, you hardly look at them anymore. Here, the narrator indirectly trying to tell the girl that each and everything lying in her home did not belong to her, it belonged to the narrator. She indirectly told the girl that you only notice when something is missing, because it has to be repaired or because you have lent it. Children, it is a human nature to find things granted. When we have something, we do not give importance to that. And when we lose them, then we know the real value of it. So the same has been shared by the narrator to Mrs. Darling's daughter. She says, we take things granted. When we have, we don't value. And when she has lost, now she knew the real worth of those things. Again, I heard the unnatural sound of my voice and I went on. In this paragraph, you will see, once again the narrator started recollecting one of the memories, one of the incidents when her mother was alive, when she was able to enjoy with the mother. She said, I remember my mother once asked me if I would help her polish the silver. It was a very long time ago, and I was probably bored that day, or perhaps I had to stay at home because I was ill. The narrator is sharing one incident with us. She said that once upon a time, there was a day she was at home. She did not know the exact reason. According to her, either she was ill, she was not feeling well that day, or she was getting bored. Then her mother asked the narrator for her help in polishing the silver. Here, silver refers to the cutlery, which is made up of silver. So she wanted the narrator to polish the cutlery. I asked her which silver she meant, and the narrator did not have an idea that the things which are lying in her house, which belonged to her, were made of silver. She replied, and then she was surprised to know that each and everything was very expensive, was very valuable. She was surprised to know that the spoons, forks, and knives which she had been using for long were of silver. I didn't know the cutlery we ate of every day was silver. So she had no idea. The girl laughed again. I bet you don't know it is iron. And here, Mrs. Darling is trying to tell the narrator that she might have no idea about those things which were displayed in the room, that they were antiques, they were valuable. Children, see the irony. Each and everything belonged to the narrator, but here, the fake owner, the person whom those things did not belong to, was explaining each and everything about its belongings. I bet you don't know it is either. I looked intently at her. The narrator started looking at the girl carefully. What we eat with, she asked. Well, do you know? She hesitated. She walked to the sideboard and wanted to open a door. Wanted to open a drawer. I look. It is in here. So she wanted to show the other things to the narrator which they use to eat dinner. I jumped up. I was forgetting the time. I must catch her. All of a sudden, what had happened to the narrator, she says that she herself doesn't know. But that was the moment when she lost her interest in each and every belonging. She lost her interest in that address which she had remembered for years, which she did not want to forget in her life. So she got up as she was getting late because she had to catch her train. She had her hand on the drawer. Don't you want to wait for my mother? No, I must go. Now there was no use to wait for Mrs. Darling because the narrator was not interested in keeping those belongings with her. I walked to the door. The girl pulled the drawer open. As I walked down the passage, I heard the jingling of spoons and forks. While moving towards the passage, the narrator heard the jingling. Jingling is a sound which is produced by spoons and forks. So she was able to hear the sound. She was able to hear the jingling of spoons, forks, and the cutlery. At the corner of the road, I looked up at the nameplate once again, or you can say the last time. Marconi Street, it said. It had been at number 46. The narrator said, no doubt, the address was correct. She had come to the right address. But now I did not want to remember it anymore. She decided to forget that address. She decided not to remember that address anymore. I won't go back there because the objects that are linked in your memory with the familiar life of former times instantly lose their value when severed from them. She said when they were kept in her home, when they were taken care of by her mother, she could feel a bond with them. She could feel a connection with them. But now, because each and everything seems to be lying in a strange atmosphere, so she did not find any bond, any connection with those belongings. According to her, the connection was missing, the bone was missing. And when that bone was missing, those belongings were of no use for her. And what should I have done with them in a small rented room? And the second reason which the narrator gave to forget that address, to forget about those belongings, was that she was living in a small rented room. She said that in that small rented room, she did not have much space to keep those belongings. As in that room, drawers are also small in size. She won't be able to accommodate all the belongings of her mother in that small room. She decided, she mentioned two reasons. First, because that connection was missing. She was not able to get that bone which she had been expecting. Secondly, she was living in a small rented room. It did not have much space to accommodate the belongings. So she decided to resolve to forget the address. Resolve means decided. She decided to forget the address. Of all the things I had to forget, that would be the easiest. And finally, she realizes that those belongings would only bring pain to her life, nothing else. So she decided to forget, to leave everything behind, and to move on